what we can learn from the crisis, what is actually going around like a ghost everywhere in our society. What is the lesson hidden, the surface of fear, panic and hysteria? I believe it shows clearly that the coronavirus and the reaction of us is just a symptom of a much deeper problem. It reflects and reveals at the same time how deeply our society is sick, dysfunctional and inhumane. It actually doesn't matter so much how strong is the virus itself, but it is more how it can come to such extreme. I mean, there are a lot of theories going around what this virus is exactly. What we know for sure is that it was discovered some 50 years ago, in the end of the 60s. What we know is it is a part of every flu package which comes every winter back to us and which affects something like 20 to 40% of the population. This we know. We know also that it's not more dangerous than any kind of other flu. This we know. So why then all this hype around this? Because our society is based on a structure that is not healthy, that is against humanity, against nature, and in a way it was only a matter of time that we reached to a certain stage of this, because when you run a dysfunctional system, it has to collapse. The reason actually doesn't matter, but it will collapse, because nature is with this very clear. Everything what don't work will be destroyed, will be collapsed, will be disappear from the earth. And our system, our actual system, don't work. The name of our actual system is the radicalism of the market, also neoliberalism, and the egocentrism. This both together had created a structure what value most of all two things: money and ego. And in the money thing, in the school books of the economic studies, we get it really clear taught. We have to be greedy. We have to look only for the profit. Doesn't matter what it costs. Doesn't matter what are the effects. We have to be egoistic. I mean, it is clearly written down in the textbooks of economics. There's no word about compassion. There's no really word about looking for less fortunate people. Even they say, this is the craziness in this kind of textbooks, they even say to be egoism is the best way you can serve humanity, is the best way you can serve the poor. This is really, it's really written down. It's it's really mad actually. But economic people who shape our society, because our society is built around money, actually learning this. And since the 60s or 70s, this is the mantra where everybody is praying to. Money, money, money. Maximization of wins, maximization of profits. Doesn't matter we destroy the Amazonia, doesn't matter we kill millions of people, doesn't matter. Meanwhile, we have profit, short time profit just for this year, the biggest possible. Everybody's happy. I mean, a blind see this can't work. I mean, and we see each year comes a crisis anyway. We're pulling down. Now we have it now. I mean, it can't work. And the other part is the egocentrism. I mean, the egocentrism is basically the idea that the world is built around us, about humans. I mean, all the animals, all the plants, all the trees, all the fishes, all the oceans, everything is built around us. We are the center of the world. This is the idea of egocentrism. It's more than an idea, it's even a feeling what we have deep, deep inside, and we really believe in it. And of course, it is not true. The world is not built around us. The world was much longer before here, before we came on stage. We are actually almost no time here, and it works perfectly. And the world will be there when we have already gone. Okay, these two basic ideas are the fundamental sickness and dysfunctionality of our system. And it doesn't matter what we will do. Meanwhile, our system, our society is based on these two values, of these two belief systems. We will always have a coronavirus. The things will break down, we have big suffering. When it will be not coronavirus, then it will be a world war. Or when it not will be a world war, then it would be whatever. It will always come down because it can't work this way. So this brings us to the change. I mean, every system we can change. History leaves this really clear. We have already changed so much systems. There is no doubt about it. We can be 100% sure we can change system. The declaration of the radicalism of the markets, that there's no alternative, it's just not valued. I mean, every ruling system declares themselves unique and there's no alternatives. Okay, of course, they want to keep on making profits. They want to be staying in charge, in power. It is normal. And the same with egoism. Egoism is a state of consciousness. In the context of evolution, it is necessary. We have to pass through this, but we have now get stuck in it, and that's the problem. There are different kinds of levels of consciousness that go beyond this. This is not a kind of spooky, mystical stories. This is just the evolution of consciousness, as a lot of humans had shown. There are different ways of seeing the world. There's different ways of living. There are this kind of people which are partying, which have the preposition to life and living this kind of reality where collaboration compassion, love, taking care, an economic what says for all, not just for a few, where we are in synchronization with nature and not against nature, and much more things, much more attitudes which goes together with this kind of consciousness are possible. And people are living, the head lives this, now people are living this, and it is there. It's not a dream. But of obvious, we are as a collective still not there. Still as a collective, we are in the egocentrism. But this now with the crisis, we have the time to think about this. We have the time to reflect on this. Because normally we don't have the time because we are so busy in this modern lives, making money, looking all the time, which kind of message I got. We don't rest, we don't go inside. But now we have the time because the state took us the freedom away to move as we like. And we can use these violations of our most own rights as a time to go inside to reflect about this system, of this insane and inhumane system, what makes the richest rich and the poorest poor, what destroys the planet in the search for profit. And we can go inside ourselves and think what we can do to change this. Just going inside and reflect on this and feel it, what we want, what we really want. We want a society that is built on egoism, where few people have almost everything, and most of the people have very little or almost nothing. Or do we want a society where everybody fits, where we can live in harmony, in synchronization, even when there's a lot of problems and even when there are a lot of challenges, because there will be always this way. To live in synchronization with the planet and with yourself, in harmony with yourself, don't mean everything would be beautiful. No, it will be challenge and problems, like always is. But we deal with them in a different way. So everybody have to make up this decision. And for this we can spend now this time. And that's for now enough. Just going inside. What I can say is there are plenty of alternatives to the egoism and to the market radicalism. They are there now already. We don't have to invent them. A lot of people have made the effort to develop them. So let's use this crisis for game changer, for makes a difference, to really throw down this sick society. And let's build a new one, which starts with you and with me and with all the ordinary people in the world. Okay, thanks. Be conscious. I wish you the best. Together we can change the world. Carsten Ramser, E-Project.